What happens when you switch lives with your twin for a whole week? From hilarious misunderstandings to emotional breakthroughs, this is the full story of my unforgettable experience swapping lives with my twin. You'll laugh, feel the drama, and maybe even learn something about what it really means to walk in someone else's shoes. Don't miss this roller coaster of a week. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to walk in someone else's shoes? Literally. Imagine swapping your entire life with your identical twin for a whole week. Sounds wild, right? That's exactly what happened to us. From the moment we made the switch, everything changed. Suddenly, I was living my twins' daily routine, facing their friends, their school challenges, even their secret habits, things I never knew about. But it wasn't just about mimicking their schedule or trying on their clothes. It was about understanding their world, their struggles, and the pressure they've been carrying quietly. The first day felt like a fun prank, full of laughter and playful confusion. But by midweek, the lines between our identities started to blur. I had to keep up with their social circle without slipping up, while they tackled my responsibilities at home and school. Every unexpected moment felt like walking on a tightrope, trying not to fall while juggling new expectations. What began as an exciting experiment quickly turned into a profound journey of empathy, self-discovery, and trust. We discovered sides of each other we'd never seen before. In this video, I'm sharing every shocking, hilarious, and emotional moment from our week-long life swap. Whether you have a twin or not, this story will make you rethink what it really means to be someone else, even for just 7 days. Deciding to switch lives with my twin wasn't some impulsive dare. It was actually a mix of curiosity, boredom, and a little bit of sibling rivalry. We've always been close, but also competitive, so the idea popped up during a late-night chat. What if we swapped lives for a whole week? You take my school, my friends, my chores, and I'll handle yours. At first, it felt like a joke, but the more we talked about it, the more serious it became. What could possibly go wrong, right? We started planning the swap with a mix of excitement and nervous laughter. There were lists of do's and don'ts, secret tips passed back and forth, and a lot of jokes about how we'd totally fool everyone. But deep down, I knew this was going to be way more complicated than just trading schedules. We each had routines, habits, and even secrets that the other had no clue about. I mean, how could I survive pretending to be someone who's been living their life differently all this time? The night before the swap, we stayed up talking about what this experiment could teach us. Not just about each other, but about ourselves. There was a strange mix of fear and excitement swirling in the room. We joked about the disasters we might face, but also wondered if this crazy idea could bring us closer than ever before. When morning came, we looked at each other with a mix of challenge and trust. The game was on. Life swap. Activated. The first day of the swap was a wild ride. I walked into my twins' world like a total newbie, completely out of sync, but trying my best to act natural. The moment I stepped into their shoes, I realized just how much I'd been missing. Their morning routine was way different from mine. Everything from the way they brushed their teeth to the awkward way they talked to their friends. At school, I faced questions and jokes from their friends that I had no clue how to answer. Every time I tried to speak, I worried I'd slip up and reveal the switch. Spoiler, I almost did. Multiple times. Meanwhile, they were having their own battles trying to fit into my daily grind. They told me later how they struggled with my workload and some responsibilities I usually handle without thinking. They even forgot to feed the dog once, which sparked a mini crisis at home. It was hilarious, but also eye-opening to see how different our lives really were. By day 2, the fun prank vibe started to wear off. and the real challenges kicked in. I had to keep track of a social calendar I didn't understand, manage secret plans I wasn't part of, and deal with my twins' unique problems that suddenly became mine. The pressure was real, and I could feel the weight of pretending to be someone else. It was like living a double life, but only one of us had the script. At the same time, we were both learning new things about each other's worlds, stuff that no amount of sibling gossip could have prepared us for. It was funny, frustrating, and, honestly, a bit overwhelming. By the middle of the week, the initial shock had faded, but the reality of living each other's lives hit hard. I wasn't just wearing my twins' clothes or copying their routines anymore. I was starting to feel the weight of their challenges in a way I never expected. Their friends weren't just faces I had to recognize. They carried expectations and history that I didn't fully understand. Suddenly, small things like a casual joke or a look from someone could throw me off completely. At home, I began noticing the little things my twin had to juggle every day, the way they managed family drama, their secret stress over grades, and the way they hid insecurities behind a confident smile. It wasn't all bad, though. There were moments of unexpected kindness and laughter, like discovering their favorite snack stash or an inside joke with their best friend that made me feel a little less like an imposter. Meanwhile, my twin was facing similar struggles stepping into my shoes. They told me about the pressure to keep up with my responsibilities and how hard it was to deal with some personal issues I usually try to handle quietly. We both realized how much we'd taken for granted about each other's lives. This midweek phase wasn't just about surviving, it was about understanding. We started talking more, sharing fears and frustrations, and admitting how much respect we now had for one another. What began as a crazy challenge was turning into a deep emotional journey. By the time the week was halfway done, we weren't just twins swapping lives. We were two people growing closer by truly seeing each other. As the week wound down, the initial excitement and struggles gave way to a strange sense of accomplishment and a little relief. By day 6, I was no longer fumbling through my twins' world. I'd learned to navigate their friendships, schoolwork, and even some of their quirky habits. But that didn't mean it was easy. I still had moments where I felt like an outsider, where the pressure to keep up was overwhelming. And I knew my twin was feeling the same, juggling my life's chaos with their own brand of determination. We started reflecting on everything we'd been through, the funny mishaps, the close calls when someone almost caught on, and the times we genuinely surprised ourselves with how much we adapted. There was laughter recalling the time I accidentally revealed my twins' secret hobby, or when they forgot an important family event on my behalf. But underneath the humor was a deeper understanding of each other's daily struggles. By the final day, the lines between our identities felt even blurrier. We'd stepped so far into each other's shoes that returning to our own felt almost strange. The experiment wasn't just about swapping schedules. It was about walking through life with fresh eyes, seeing the hidden pressures and unspoken challenges that shaped us. When we finally switched back, it wasn't just relief, it was gratitude. Gratitude for the chance to live each other's realities, laugh at our mistakes, and come out stronger as twins and as individuals. This week changed us forever. Swapping lives with my twin for a week was nothing short of life-changing. What started as a fun, crazy experiment turned into a powerful lesson in empathy, trust, and understanding. I learned that living someone else's life, even for just 7 days, reveals so much more than surface differences. It uncovers hidden struggles, secret joys, and the deep connections that tie us together. Through the laughter, the awkward moments, and the challenges, we discovered a new respect for each other. I realized that my twin's life wasn't just a mirror of mine, but a unique journey filled with its own ups and downs. This experience reminded me how important it is to see people for who they really are, not just what we think we know. If you've ever wondered what it's like to step into someone else's shoes, this story is proof that it's not as simple as it seems. But it's worth it. It's worth every challenge, every mistake, and every unexpected moment. Thanks for sticking with me through this crazy week. If you enjoyed the story, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-life adventures, and don't forget to share your own stories in the comments. Who knows, maybe one day you'll try switching lives too.